The man at the funeral says to the widow, "Do you mind if I say a word?" And she says, "Of course, yeah, please do." So the man goes, "Plethora." And the widow says, "Thank you. That means a lot." Woman goes to the doctor's office, says to the receptionist, "I need a doctor's appointment." Receptionist says, "How about 10 tomorrow?" She responds, "No, I don't need that many." What's grammar? Grammar. Grammar is the difference between knowing your shit and knowing your shit. Let's eat, Grandma. Punctuation saves lives. A long time ago, some computer programmers entered into Google the question, "Is there a God?" And Google responded, "Sorry, there's not enough memory, there's not enough storage capacity, and we lack the computational power." So they increased the megabytes to gigabytes, and all that sort of thing, went back, asked the computer, "Is there a God?" It says, "Sorry, not enough data, not enough computational power." So they connected every computer in the world, and they combined every computer in the world, increased the computational power, the memory, hooked it up to one giant computer, and asked, "Is there a God?" And the computer responded, "There is now." Guy goes to the doctor. He was bitten by a snake. And the doctor says, "Oh my God, can you describe the snake?" And the guy says, "Yeah, it was like an angry rope." If you give a man a fish, he can eat for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, he can feed himself forever. Likewise, if you build a man a fire, he can stay warm overnight. But if you light him on fire, he can stay warm the rest of his life. One night, a feminist noted that 80% of suicide victims are men. The other feminist said, "Good." I've got these jokes listed. So that one's under misandry. I would say this one is under misogyny. I cleaned the house with my wife the other day. Now I can't get the dust out of her hair. It's a bit of misandry. Men like to have sex with women that are 20 years younger than them. That way they can connect emotionally. These days we tell people that they should feel good about the way they look. But that doesn't make sense because some men are bald. Science has shown that the human race is getting taller. That's because no self-respecting woman will have sex with a short man. Guy says to his kid, "Oh, you got a haircut?" Kid says, "No, I got them all cut." "I tried water polo, but my horse drowned." 4 fonts walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Get out. We don't want your type in here." Why does the Easter Bunny hide the Easter eggs? He doesn't want anybody to know he's been humping the chickens. you call a bunny with a bent dick? Fuck's funny. So a man is flying in a hot air balloon and realizes that he's lost. He reduces height and spots a man below. He lowers the balloon further and shouts, "Excuse me, can you tell me where I am?" The man replies, "Yes, you're in a hot air balloon hovering 30 feet above the ground." The man says, "You must be an engineer," he says. And the guy on the ground replies, "I am," replies the man. "How did you know?" "Well," says the balloonist, "everything you told me is technically correct, but it's of no use to anyone." So the man below says, "You must be management." The guy says, "Yeah, I am. But how did you know?" He says, "Well, you don't know where you are or where you're going, but you expect me to be able to help. You're in the same position you were in before we met, but now it's my fault." What's Portuguese? Portuguese is Spanish spoken by a drunken Frenchman. What's Spanish? Spanish is Italian spoken by an Arab. A Russian approaches the Polish border and says, the border guard says, "Occupation?" And the Russian says, No, just a visit." Today an old man came into the bank and asked me to, the bank teller said this. Guy comes in and asked her to check his balance, so she pushed him over. The English boat captain screams, "We're sinking, we're sinking!" The German Coast Guard says, "Yeah, what are you sinking about?" Two cats are walking across the ice. One is named 1, 2, 3, and the other 1, 2, 3. Which one made it across? First cat's called 1, 2, 3. The second was 1, 2, 3. Well, of course. 1, 2, 3. The 1, 2, 3 cat sank. Italians drink a lot of red wine but live longer than the British. Japanese drink no red wine and live longer than the British. Germans eat, drink loads of beer, live longer than the British. Moral of the story? Eat and drink whatever you like. Apparently English is what kills you. Speaking English is what kills you. Have you read Marx? Yes, it's all the damn mosquitoes. A photon checks into a hotel and the bellhop asks him if he has any luggage. The photon replies, "No, I'm just traveling light." How many surrealists does it take to screw in a light bulb? A fish. What does a dyslexic, agnostic, insomniac do at night? He stays up wondering if there really is a dog. Which word in the dictionary is spelled incorrectly? Incorrectly. Recent finding by statisticians shows that the average human being has one breast and one testicle. Pretentious? Moi? What's orange and sounds like a parrot? a carrot. Knock, knock, who's there? To. To who? No, no, no. To whom? Guy comes up to a street vendor and he says, make me